My level's good.
Yep, yeah, real good. Max,
How good are they?
that's so. God damn it. Stop it. You saw. Been making some big like decluttering moves. I got rid of 180 t-shirts.
About time.
And look how many I still got though.
Who'd you give them to?
Goodwill.
Yeah, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah,
Every once in a while, I'm like, I haven't worn this in a long time.
Well, actually,
Next time, I was telling Maggie we were driving to Ensenada. You get some shirts together. I want to go take them to an orphanage in Ensenada for the young. They have young adolescentes. I don't know how to say that shit.
Adolescents.
Yeah, like
adolescents.
young fat ones because these are like XLs.
Hey,
That's
clothes
fine.
is clothes. They might, if they're not, the orphanage sells them and they use the money for the kids.
All right,
Instead of the Goodwill, they fucking make money off that shit.
I'm
Dog.
down to like 110.
Oh, I didn't know that, dog. Shit.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Yeah, I'm down to 110, and like the next cut's gonna hurt. Like getting rid of like any more t-shirts, I'm gonna have to let go of the ones I love.
I know, man. I was thinking about doing the same thing though, because there's some that I keep and I don't fucking wear them, dog. When I tell you there's some that I still have the tag on it, I'm like, why?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I know one day.
I was proud of myself. I got rid of all of the ones from like comedy houses and comedians I got.
Yeah.
Like I was like, why? You're never gonna wear these. You know, these corny ass shirts.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You're not. Just let them go.
What
And
about these?
These are staying. These are.
Is that gonna be it, or do we put like, you know how at the swap meet they sell like a fucking thing? They're like
tela?
those, like the, you know,
Like
it
a
looks,
what?
It looks psychedelic.
a deli?
A tela.
You're gonna have to explain that off camera.
Fabric.
Oh, so just hang something back
Yeah.
there that just like it's not. It.
Yeah,
I
like psychedelic.
I like that. I like my Star Wars wall. Right.
We get lost in the fucking
Oh, you
Star Wars.
like
Why
that?
can't
Don't
you
get
see us,
lost.
dog?
That's you told me, and then right after you told me that, someone told me that they liked it, and so
My
that
boy Diego Garijo told me, so I'm gonna let you tell him when you guys spar on Friday. Dog. I'm gonna tell him to come
Diego.
down.
Which one's he?
It's not even fair, dog, because I don't even like Star Wars, and I've never even seen that shit before.
Yeah, I mean I never seen him either.
Yeah, what the
You
fuck?
know Diego Garijo, the guy that fought in bare knuckle.
He wears glasses that only have one.
You know,
lens.
I'll show you Diego right now. Diego likes to cross dress.
He has tattoos and shit.
Oh, Diego. He has the Waffle House stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you start that shit?
He's the one that said he.
Okay, but you didn't have to make it
Diego,
about
you
him.
check it out. He watches our podcast.
I know. I'm saying, like, look, Diego. Here's the thing. This isn't about like our.
You wrong. That's it, dog.
The customer's always right, dog.
2 against 1, dog.
Oh man, it's in Spanish that means you against Juan.
One on one.
I get it.
That's a
I
badass
get it.
fucking.
Fight for survival. Fight for survival. Fight
Fight
also
also.
for what's worthwhile, and fight every day. Coach Joe's haiku.
I stole that dog, but it's good.
That's why I was laughing earlier. He was talking about the haiku, and I was just laughing. I was
Where'd
like,
he steal
you can
from?
Google that
So
shit.
I told Maggie, how do you spell haiku? And she told me, and I put fighting.
Oh, you just found that on the
I
internet?
found that on the internet.
Okay,
But I'll take credit for it. That's good.
It goes.
I searched it, so it's mine. Like Christopher Columbus, dog. I landed in the Americas. It's mine.
There's
Hey, if it's on the internet, it's free game,
It's
homie.
free, dog.
everything. I mean, true. I just hope the person. I wonder. Yeah, we'll see if we get sued for that.
You can't get sued for that.
I'm just saying, if someone reaches out and say, "Hey, man, I want credit for my haiku,"
Hey,
we're
man, if
doing
we
real
get
good. We're
sued,
doing real
like, that
good.
means we got hella viewers.
Exactly.
Oh, hell yeah. Get sued. I hope
Exactly.
we get sued.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'll give them the $15 in my bank account.
So, oh man, we gotta shout out some arena winners.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
Yes,
First with
sir.
Austin Brooks.
Yeah, my boy. I was so man. That was
He got a TKO on the 6th.
Yeah, and the guy he fought was no slouch. That guy's really good.
Mm-hmm.
He also trains with a friend of ours, Henry Ramirez, who used to train Chris Arreola, train Josecito Lopez, train a lot of good guys. So when I knew they were fighting each other, I was like, "Damn, it's gonna be a good fight." Obviously, I'm rooting for Austin. He's in our backyard. He's in our gym.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think Austin was gonna get him out like that. I was so proud of him, man. I was, Austin just buckled him when he landed that shot and just finished him off.
Austin I've seen Austin fight. I've seen him train. He is a determined breed.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are going to fall eventually. Like and it's up to you when. And so just Austin get another one. I was talking to what's the dude who does the dude whose gloves I took that time by accident? Who
Oh fuck.
Jay?
Yeah, Jay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was talking to
Muay
him.
Thai kid.
Yeah, I was talking to him, and we were both like, because they took a minute to post the result of Austin's fight.
I was trying to watch it and I could never fucking
I couldn't
find it.
download it either. I was looking for it.
Upset.
I went to Total Management and Total
too.
Promotions. I couldn't find it.
It's a maze always with the fights. But he and I were like, oh no, why aren't they posting it? Because when fighters lose, you get the next day. You get the post the next day saying I'm still in it, blah blah. You know, but when they win, it's like
automatic.
And like Austin posted, he said 11-0 on to the next one. But it came a few hours after the fight, so it made us wait.
But they were at that res. That's why there's no internet. I mean, the internet's very, very.
They were on a reservation.
Yeah, there was a reservation out there in the middle of nowhere in Washington.
Okay, yeah,
beautiful. I fought there too before, so it's a really nice.
I would trade. Like I would give up. Like I remember when you were like, if you had control of the world, there'd be no social media and international satellites. And like I'm for it. You know, the other day I was rolling my raps, sitting there watching TV, and I had my watch and my phone in the other room, and I was like, oh, this is great. I sat there for another 20 minutes just with like zero.
That'd be crazy though, dog. That'd be crazy. Like we wouldn't know the result of the fight either until we saw him or
until
like
you got the paper.
The telegram.
That's what we did in the morning.
You got the paper.
Run to the store and buy the paper.
Yep.
Or call Coach Bashir and find out what happened.
Mm-hmm. Everything was intentional. It's like now society is kind of set up incidentally where we always find out something. We always know a little bit.
Always news.
You know,
it's all in the palm of your hand, man.
Yeah, we don't have to make that effort. So, but anyway, shout out to Austin Brooks. I mean, so much more to come out that kid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. Very exciting.
I want to send it. Diego. What's Diego's last name?
Garijo.
Diego Garito.
Garijo.
Garijo. Diego Garijo. Wouldn't you like to have your Waffle House T-shirt on this wall?
Hey.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Centerpiece.
That's yes, it will go dead center, but I would need two. One for me to wear, one for me to put on the wall. So I'm just saying. All right, that just crossed my mind.
You just saved your ass. You just saved yourself an ass beating.
So and now of course another arena shout out, Jose Chollet.
Yeah,
took like barely. My boy. Okay, so I was gonna go to the fight with my friends Izzy and Seth, but I decided to stay back because I needed to earn some money.
Yeah.
They missed the fight because they were 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
That's how quick it was. Was over. It was
a smart choice, huh?
Yeah. I laughed when they told me. I was like patting myself on the back.
Yeah.
So like, what? You guys are the coaches. You guys are Jose's coaches. So let's talk about coaching this episode. What? Just set it all up. What was that? How was that?
Go ahead, Maggie. You started off.
Well, man, this was Jose's debut, and obviously Jose is Habib's brother, and you know, with our guys, at least for me, very, very rarely am I like nervous or, you know, and not anymore. I think in the beginning, you know, I shook it off, put it that way, and everything was good, man. He seemed relaxed for it to be his debut, man. He was very composed, and not only was it's not that I expected that from him, but I wasn't surprised. I was like, this kid, he's ready for whatever. You know, he's not in his head too much about what's gonna happen, and he was just ready for the moment, you know. So I think that was it was good to see, and I'm excited for him to get right into the next one as well.
Now, so he didn't have any deer in headlight syndrome or anything like that. He was just composed. And what was the major concern? Like not major as in it was a big concern, but what was the leading concern for him going into his first pro fight?
For him, it would be him not being composed and allowing the opponent to startle him. You know what I'm saying? Either startle him or him like hurting him and just getting too excited and getting overeager and getting caught with something. You never know, bro. Anybody has a chance. But he did really well. He stayed composed. He was, you know, his defense was on point. He saw the opening, took it, and that was that. It
looked like I remember. So I watched it. I watched the highlights. I mean, honestly, folks, it's like it was a minute and 47 second long fight, and like so when I say I watched the highlights, it's like there wasn't much. Right?
You saw the whole fight,
but it looked like when they raised Jose's arm to announce him as the winner, it was like I was like, is he sweating?
He had already, yeah.
He didn't break a sweat.
It's like he'd already been there, and that's kind of like
that was I was thinking. I was like, it sounds like he's been there before.
Yeah, that's kind of what for myself. That's exactly what I love to see is for guys not to be cocky about it, but to just be that sure of themselves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And that's acting like you've been there. I think that's a big way to deal with nerves. It's like, this isn't new. This is what I'm gonna do. Coach, what is your takeaway from Jose's first fight?
Well, I was a little worried because not of the fight. I was worried more of the opponent because Jose had 2 opponents fall out for this fight, and I was like, damn, man, because the previous fight, his opponents pulled out too, both of them. He had 2 opponents and they both pulled out. I don't know if it's the fear of when they research Jose, Habin comes up because Habin's 7-0, 8-0 with 7 knockouts, and people research now. You have that at your hand, so you can search wherever you want to search. So he had 2 guys fall out. The day we showed up to the weigh-ins, the promoter comes up to me and says, "Bro, his opponent fell," and I was like, "Oh shit!" Says, "We're scrambling to find somebody for him. We got this guy," and I'm up front. The guy's 0-3, but the guy had never been stopped.
So he's 0-3 to decisions.
0-3 to decisions. And I was like, okay, for a debut, that's fine. And I told Jose, hey, your opponent changed. And he just smiled. He goes, okay, who is it? Don't worry about it. I said, let's go. Don't worry about it. We got you. Let's go. And like Maggie said, when he came out very disciplined. Right away, he came out with the jab. He tried to set up the punches. And the guy was throwing some shots and not falling off balance. And he capitalized on one of those movements and went right to the solar plex. And Maggie said something perfect. Right? He said, man, that guy, I don't know what word she used, but it was something like, dude, that dude's done. Like, you seen his face when he went down?
Contemplating his life.
Exactly. I don't want to say it, but
I saw it.
And that shot was, you can hear the sound of that punch. We're right there. It was opposite corner of us. And you saw his face, and you're like, he's not getting up. Mm-hmm. So that was a good win for Jose. Jose's very excited to see what happens next. I think the next one's October 15th.
So he's already got lined up?
Him and his brother will be fighting hopefully on the same card. I know Habin's on for sure. We're just working on getting Jose on that card.
That'd be great. I'm still learning how boxing works and fights get scheduled. What's the chances or odds that one day them two will have to go at opposite corners?
No, never. No, that's a decision that I don't think in the history, I don't know, maybe some boxing.
The Klitschko brothers never had to fight each other.
No, nobody's ever fought each other. There's a lot of brothers, the Ruelas, there's a lot of guys that never fight each other. The Spinks, the Leonards, even though we all know Sugar Ray, but there's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. I would never do that.
Okay, it's just something that's just not done.
It won't happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because,
I don't know if some boxing experts out there or historians know of somebody that did it, but I can't think of somebody off the top of my head. At least not a household name fighter.
And not at the top. And I was just wondering because, they're in the same sport. They're, and they're both really good. We can't tell which one of them is going to be great first.
It's because it's different. It's like when you're hitting, you see it in baseball, you see it in football with the football, NFL. But those are all team sports. When it's one-on-one, it's different. And especially when you're hitting each other, bro. It's like Thanksgiving will never be the same.
That's
For
true.
real.
Okay, so it's kind of like etiquette. It's an etiquette that it's avoided.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's good because I was just, I don't. It's one of those things like you want to at least create a video game where you can make it happen.
I don't even let them spar that much with each other, bro, because when they spar each other, they both hit hard.
It does seem,
and it's like I tell them, it's like it's like watching a train wreck. Like you don't want to see them get hurt in the gym, So I have them work on certain things and technique, and I do that with I have them do the same thing with our own guys because they hit so hard, And even Kyle, bro, Kyle's since he's been here, we've been working on not necessarily his power because he's strong. But it seems like he's getting stronger. Like, I mean, he does a lot of shit outside the gym, but we've been working more on his technique. And Kyle's just becoming that guy too, where his shots, he's starting to get that TNT in his hands. He used to beat people by just smothering them, and now he got them.
You got the touch.
That was the first thing I noticed about the arena's fighters when I started going to local amateur fights, is that the arena's fighters are stronger. They have more power, and it's the training, it's the discipline that incidentally loads it up, like that just makes more muscle, more power, and intelligent use of strength is power.
It's also like it's a sifting we have all the guys that are there, Coach Bashir's guys, our guys. When you start sparring those guys, you start kind of sifting out the weak. So eventually you're gonna have nothing but like those guys. They kind of like sift. I've had fighters come from other gyms, from other programs, and come and train with us, and they last a little bit. Not that our training is crazy, because it's not. It's very mental, physical. But when it's sparring time, it's on. You know, we don't try to hurt each other, but those guys all rotate their hips well, rotate their shoulders, and we're developing a good program between all of us. You know, we have 4 coaches. You know, we got Coach Bashir, Coach Magz, Coach Gordo, myself. You know, and that's a team right there. And then we have our strength and conditioning. For me, is Coach Juan. Coach Bashir uses different people, but we have a nice system where we focus a lot on the strength and the power of the shots. Now,
okay, so because a minute ago, I'd play it back if I had the production knowledge or whatever. But you talked like you were surprised by Kyle in particular, his strength, him getting stronger. So, like, I mean, how? But you know that you're making him stronger.
I'm not surprised about his strength. I'm surprised about how fast he fucking figures things out.
Oh, okay.
It's not that he doesn't have power. He has power. But now it's just like you got that extra special power. You know, you got that 40 home runs a year kind of power. You know what I mean? Instead of your 20 home runs. You know, baseball. He has that power, but he wasn't using it because he was smothering himself by closing the gap and just throwing and throwing. We're working on him fighting behind his head, behind his knee, and just turning that shit over and then circling out. Today, the drills that we did were for him to attack the bags from a mid-range and circle out. Not to lose, not to fight for that position from outside trying to get in. So I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised on how, what's that word, man? Like he comprehends everything, understands everything, and figures it all out.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that up because I'm like, you can't accidentally coach someone to a point. It's like, you know, like, you see what I'm saying? And I wanted to clear that up because coaching is intentional, correct?
Should be, yeah.
Like you have to say this is, you know, you meet your what do you call it? Your athlete, and you determine the goals, weaknesses, strengths.
Keyword goals. What are we working towards?
Okay. Now, Maggie, what is coaching? If someone were to say, you know, somebody just landed on this planet and asked you what you did, you said you're a coach. They say, what's a coach? Go.
Shit, what's a coach? It's a good question, man. I don't have like any fucking beautiful answer or nothing, but I think it's somebody who guides somebody to be better.
Guide somebody to be better.
And whatever it may be, whatever it is, coach. But I think coaches are more than one thing, man. It encompasses a lot. I was talking to Coach Bashir the other day. I was like, man, coaches, they're everything, man. They're therapists, they're babysitters. Sometimes, you know, some guys have kids.
Financial advisors,
everything. So it's like guiding somebody to be better all around.
When I started coaching and I got really into one of the first times I went to Mexico City to help over there and train over there. When I got there, the athletes started calling me profe, and I was like, I wasn't used to it. Profe means teacher.
So there's no Spanish word for coach.
There is entrenador, preparador. There's different words, but I asked the head coach, Bonilla, who passed away, I said, hey, why do they keep calling me profe? That's what we are. He's we're teachers. And I was like, okay, I like it. I like it a lot more than coach. Coach has a beautiful word too, but just profe is just like, they're learning off of you. Right. And it feels like here, some guys are challenging you what you know. Over there, they just put their head down. Whatever you tell them, they do it. And that's the system. That's the system I try to create here without nobody calling me profe. I'm not. It's like we're gonna do what I tell you guys, and that's it. Well, what isn't that? Isn't that better? Or this works better? Shut the fuck up.
That's what I was gonna ask. You say like you got some guys who try and challenge you. Now, do you think it's an intentional challenge, or is it just like their brains like? But I've been taught to do this. It's
the environment they're brought up in to challenge, to question, to ask, and it's respect. But I respect it. But you're in my house. I'm not in yours. So if I'm coaching you and you're coming here for me to coach you, it's gonna be the way I tell you.
And that reminds me of, your hits. humility, integrity, tenacity, sacrifice. Humility, if you have a coach, you get a coach. One, I mean, take it from me. Being coached is probably one of the biggest privileges a person could ever have, period. Like, that's that. I've heard horror stories of guys losing their coach, and I'm like, their life will never be the possibility of it. And so humble yourself, you know. What does West Side Connection say? Bow down to something that's greater than yourself.
I think you stop being a coach and become a profe when you leave the gym and that athlete calls you at home, tells you their problems, you talk to them on the weekends, you help them out, you go conversate with them and eat with them and talk to them about this. That's more of a life coach, and that's like a profe. Like you're trying to give them, because in a way, being for us, our sport, being in that square circle is the hardest thing to do. And if other things around it ain't right, the performance is not going to be right, you know? A lot of guys, when they go home, they don't answer the phone to the athletes. They don't get a hold of the athletes. They don't give a shit. That's the difference between a coach and a profe.
Okay, I definitely
a trainer.
I definitely
a trainer or a coach.
A trainer or a coach, and I definitely understand the difference now.
Profe is a coach.
Oh yeah, like is there a D in it?
Oh, F.
No,
profe.
Profe.
That's so important too, man. The relationship between the coach and the athlete is first and foremost the most important thing.
I had fighters come in before, and what's the matter? Because you get to know their what's that word? Fuck.
Mentality. Mentality.
Their face, their demeanor.
Oh yeah.
You see them, and then what's the matter? Oh, nothing. What's the matter? Oh, can we talk outside? Yeah, and then they tell you something that's fucking horrible or is going on wrong.
Yeah,
and you gotta, get 5-10 minutes to get them right again and go back in the gym, dog. Because if you send them home, when a fight gets hard, they're gonna find a way out all the time. So you got to stay there. They already made it there. Let's fix it. Let's work on it, and then we'll deal with it later on. That's
definitely a talent Magz has, like 100%. I don't even know. It's not like I won't even know something's bothering me, but it is. and she'll just come in with the key and unlock it. I'll start crying. Like, yeah, I didn't even realize it. You were right. You know, but getting that out of my system makes me
feel better.
Gives me the ability to be better at what I'm trying to do. And I really think that. I grew up in the era of
Prohibition.
At least you didn't say slavery. But no, and like where coaches were yellers, like that was how you coached. It's like motherfucker,
bitch.
You know, yeah. Bitch. Like you just Google Bobby Knight, and see him yelling at and hitting his athletes. And I'm so glad that finally got to be seen as not a real good way to coach around. I think probably. I think Phil Jackson might have been like the first intellectual coach just to hit the spotlight, because he brought it in that way, and he started addressing the athletes individually. It wasn't a do what I say. It was like, okay, I see who you are. I see what I want to do. This is how we're going to get who you are to do what I want to do. It was like a great individual thing. I guess I'm trying to ask, have you like when you see someone who's uncoachable, what is an uncoachable athlete to y'all?
Somebody who doesn't lend themselves to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, if this is something that you want to do, then let us guide you. Because all the other bullshit is not necessary. You don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're willingly here, nobody is forcing you to be here, then allow yourself to be coached, man. Otherwise,
that's another thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then we're trying to guide you to a certain a certain goal or whatever it is, and you continue to go against the guidance that's being put forth for you, then we're wasting our time, bro. You know what I mean? If we're trying to guide you and help you get a different perspective and perhaps change your mind on a few things that you're putting your own roadblocks in front of you, we can't help you, bro.
And I think you hit it, wasting your time. That's one thing is like when I'm being coached in any avenue, I'm grateful. And my brain is saying, learn this, do not waste their time. Learn this, do not waste their time. And wasting, to me, I define wasting someone's time by not applying their wisdom to my life. You know? Like that's how I look at it. So I think that's a real good aspect.
And on the other hand, though, also, like, I don't think it's impossible that, I don't think that anybody is uncoachable. Perhaps the message just hasn't gone through in the way that they're going to receive it. Mm-hmm. And maybe somebody else down the road will help them, see that in the way that's going to help them. But
not everybody.
It's not everybody.
Not everybody can coach everybody. That's a good point too, because I don't want an athlete blaming themselves that they are failing when they're completely coachable. They're listening. I've seen coaches coach a person to a loss and then blame the athlete, and you can't do that. And that athlete is trained at that point to take that blame. that's so it's not always. I don't want to say the word fault, but I don't feel like thinking. So it's not always the athlete's fault.
Yeah. Actually, in the sports psychology literature, there's actually 3 styles of coaching. You have autocratic, which is a guy who's just going to tell you what to do, and it's going to be that way, and I don't give a fuck, and everything else is wrong. Very, very straightforward, very demanding. Mm-hmm. You have transactional, which is going to be like tit for tat, right? I get something out of this relationship, and so do you. But then you have transformational, and that's where I would put coaches at. Transformational is exactly what it sounds like. You're transforming these guys, and it's all a team effort. It's not just about them; it's about everybody.
Yes.
So that's transformational in the sense that it's life changing, life altering.
I definitely
experience.
You say that's in coaching, like no, I definitely see it, because I got mad at coach today. There was a new kid in the class, and he got to get water during the workout.
Which one was it?
The fucking new kid.
Oh man, this is deep rooted, dog.
No, but anyway, I'm just saying.
I was in a good mood today.
You was, yeah. Oh hell yeah, you was in a good mood today. You like anyway. But
the kid from Ukraine, he don't speak English that good, dog.
He spoke it enough to say get. Anyway, I'm not even gonna. What?
I'm speaking Ukrainian.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to do that
at
all. But I will. But I was like, I saw it. I was like, damn, coach is in a real good mood today. But I bring that up to say it's like that. I saw that kid come here. I saw him, come up after we were talking. He introduced himself to you, and I'm like, if this kid works out, this kid is in for some good shit.
Oh yeah.
Like that. That's just how I felt when I saw new students come. Mm-hmm. and join the gym.
I was in a good mood because I got a.
You were playing with Liam before class, no, and that
Liam always softens me up. No, but I got a Mike called me to the office, and he's like, "Hey, we got a bad review on social media about you." And I'm like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what'd they say?" And then he told me exactly what they said. I knew exactly who it was, and he's like. He came up to me at like the second, third day on the class, and he's like, "Hey, when are you gonna work the mids with me?" And I'm like, shit. "Bro, you're doing a class setting, like you're a member, you're working it. But I see you work with those guys. Those guys are pro fighters, bro." And he's like, "Yeah, but I want to be a pro fighter." And I'm like, "You're not ready. It's just everything's." And he's like, "Man, okay, whatever." And then he left, and he wrote on.
He left and went to Google.
He went to Google, one of those pages, whatever they are, and he said that I didn't give him what he needed. He needed a one-on-one time with me, and that the arena was a waste of time, and this and this and that. And I'm like, dude, the guy who I wish when somebody posts a comment like that, I wish they show a picture of the person, bro.
Yeah.
So you can see who's fucking writing that shit, bro, because that motherfucker's a moron, dog. And he came in and he just wanted everything. He thinks he's just paying a membership that he owns me for the hour, And I was just like, get the fuck out of here. And I told him that too. And I was like, I don't care about Google. I don't care about Yelp. I don't care anybody that shit says.
Okay. I don't want to defend this guy in the slightest. He's a dickhead. Fuck him. He quit the
don't
gym,
care.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
of
good.
course. I was
Good.
hoping he'd come back.
But
I know exactly who he is.
But when I started at the arena, I kind of did that with Coach Bashir.
Oh, yeah. Coach, I'm gonna tell Coach. You gotta edit this for me, right?
He knows. He could probably remember it. Like I always look back. I was like,
why would you write about somebody?
No. I didn't know.
Whoa.
Whoa.
You said you can't. You said
No,
you
when
did.
I went to him expecting some one-on-one.
But you didn't go to Yelp?
I didn't go to Yelp.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. My bad.
Good.
No. There's no way I would. I'm not a Yelper.
Yeah.
I want to be sometimes. This fucking restaurant lets people bring their dogs in it. But like that's the only time I want to. But no, it's
you
like
came up to him or what?
I did. I went up to Coach Bashir. I was like, "Hey, Coach, you know
Hey,
when you gonna hold the mitts for
What
me?"
he said?
It was so stupid.
What did he say?
What did he say?
He looked at me and goes, "Man, it's gonna cost some money."
That's all he said. He took it easy on you.
It's just the way he said it. It's just the way he said it. It was like I knew. Like, don't ask how much. Just get the fuck away from him. like it was, but I had it in my head that I was, one, good enough, and two, it was kind of like owed to me. Like, I mean, you remember when I joined the gym, I was way better in my head than I actually was.
You know what? I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, I wonder if Adam would have showed up just by himself, would I have embraced him as much as I did?
Like without having an introduction from somebody else?
Yeah, a really good friend of mine, one of my former boxers,
Yeah.
brought him, and I was like, he told me, this guy's good, I like him. So I said, all right, man, and I ended up liking him. I gave him an open, like, come on, man, you're in. You know, you're a part of the game.
Yeah.
And it's not a day that I don't regret that shit. Nah, it's been the best, man.
It's always.
Look where I'm at now. I'm in your fucking house doing a podcast.
It's always like, it just, I mean.
The Lord knows.
It was like, he knows who he needs, and he knows exactly who can tolerate you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's that, but it's the same with when I was telling you the other day, like Magz cracked a joke, and I was just like, oh, that shit hit. And then Coach tried to steal some of her thunder. And I was like, you ain't the same, bro. because it's like with Magz' personality,
it fits perfect, huh?
It's so real and cut through the bullshit.
She don't say that many jokes, so when she says
exactly,
them, they're hilarious.
It's exactly.
I'm sure some people out there like, she jokes. What the fuck?
Yep. Exactly. So like now, because when it comes to coaching, like one of the experience I have is I substitute coach for Coach, or I stand in. I'll be at that 6:30 probably a lot more because I'm getting to know those athletes and I'm working hard. But that's the thing that I really like about the experience is the bonding.
Of course,
it's like I know how I've bonded with the athletes, so now I want to help them get better as best I can, even if it's to the point where I gotta say, and this is always ready. I'm always ready. I don't know. We gotta talk to Coach about this. And we've had that talk where I've called you over while I was talking to somebody else, like I need help explaining this.
Yeah.
Or I want you to hear me explain this, whether or not I should shut up.
What do I say most of the time?
You say no, you got it. But that's, I mean, I think that's a huge. Really good quality for a coach is the confidence in the wisdom that you're passing on. That's really it.
And the reason I don't mind you talking to them is because you challenge yourself in a way that you challenge yourself. We all challenge ourselves every day, but I remember seeing you, and I'm not gonna get into it too much. With me and you, when we sparred before, I really challenged you, and I thought you were gonna quit.
And I was there for one of them, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, this motherfucker. Now that you experienced that, you can talk to people about doubt and about, second guessing yourself when you're in the ring and wanting to find a way out. You understand all that now. Some coaches never even felt that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I understand.
So there's a lot of coaches. Listen, to be a coach, you don't have to be a fucking next world champion. You don't have to be any of that.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to understand, to me, is just. First, you have to know how to teach the basics in boxing, right? That's a coach. But when you're going to be a competition coach, you got to kind of understand what it feels like to get hit. And what the mindset is when fear sets in and the doubt sets in. And you have to be able to find a way to. It's funny because I can't talk on this fucking microphone and put me in the corner and I can talk like that. Mm-hmm. I understand how they feel at that moment. I see their face and I understand what they're. When you're strong and you hit somebody in the ring and they don't go nowhere, that creates doubt.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of things that you have to watch your guys, you know, like don't even load up, just work, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's the only reason I picked you to do these classes because usually it's all fighters.
Yep.
You know, and I know that you've been tested and you didn't pass with flying colors, but you passed.
Hey, pass is a pass.
Yeah, you're like, what is a passing grade? Like a D minus?
C
no.
minus.
C minus. You got a C minus with another minus on that motherfucker,
C
but he
minus.
passed.
Mine is right there by that D.
And the only reason he didn't get a C plus is because he didn't fucking swing back. He was exhausted.
Yeah.
You keep talking shit, I'm gonna release the tape.
Dude, but you know what? You've come a long way though, man. You really have, because I remember watching you spar Coach that one time and I was cornering you, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
That was when I kept loading up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
got tired quick. I'm like, breathe. Yeah. First of all.
It's like you play that Mortal Kombat.
And that's whenever I coach and I say, hey, we need you to stop doing this. The next thing I'm saying is because I had to learn to stop doing it.
Yeah.
Because I want them to understand that I'm not judging. I'm sharing an experience, you know? Yeah.
There's a core value that I used to go to a church I used to go to, and I'm going to interrupt you, but it really hit me hard, this core value. And this core value would say people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care.
True.
And I always try to establish with the guys that want to compete. If I know your name at the gym, that means I care about you. Mm-hmm. I like you. And if I don't know your name, if I call you dick, beloved, or asshole, that means you're not there yet. That doesn't mean I'm not going to like you.
Keep showing up.
Yeah, just keep showing up because I will remember your name. I have fucking members signing up every fucking day. So the ones that I call by their name, I try to show them that I care about them.
And I think
and those are the guys that self-sustain the class.
Yeah.
Because I have too many people to train everybody. Like that fucking dude who wrote that fucking review. I couldn't train him. I have too many people in the class, you know?
This is so funny, bro, because I remember that guy, too.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
He's from New York, dog.
Does that make it better?
He looked like Seth.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Seth is going to hear this.
That's his cousin.
Says his cousin.
I 100%, like, if this is just, take this as a PSA from the Between the Bellz podcast.
Assistant coach.
No, I was going to say from the Between the Bellz podcast, but for me, just don't leave a bad review on Yelp.
I don't care if you do anyways.
You don't give a fuck.
Just for you as a person.
I got job security. You can fucking do whatever you want.
For you as a person, it hurts who you are.
If you're going to give a review, come and tell me.
There you go. Work something out.
That's what I don't like. That's the shit that I don't like. It's like, if it really bothers you, homie, then fucking say something. If it really, really bothers you and you want things to get better, then you fucking talk it out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like back in the days when they say, hey, that fool's talking shit about you. You don't care? I said, no, I don't care. I care when he comes and tells me in my face. I care, you know. Till then, I don't give a shit. They can talk all they want to talk.
Yep. That's exactly it. I got a bad Yelp one time left on me when I was doing stand-up comedy. Yeah. And I was like,
they do that? I didn't know that was a thing.
It happened once, and they specifically targeted me. They butchered my jokes in the fucking review, and then they complimented everybody else on the lineup. And it just told me this was personal. I laughed. It was like it
is personal.
There was this podcast called the Review podcast where they reviewed people's reviews, and they called me on it for that. They were like, "Come on the podcast so we can talk about this review you got."
That's cool.
Yeah. So, but it's like no one ever. Her name was Julie. I still remember to this day. But no one ever. I don't think anybody ever respects like somebody who just leaves a. You're not saving the world.
You have no life, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. To go out of your way.
If you don't like a restaurant, don't go there no more.
There you go.
You know, if you don't like something, like, people are like.
Yeah, I don't understand that, bro. Like at least for even in the Mexican culture, bro. I remember. Well, I seen somebody complain about their food one time, and they took it back to the counter. I've never seen that like before. It was this white person. I was like, wow, you can do that though? Next thing they gonna give you something new, they gonna spit in that shit.
You about to eat DNA.
You know? You don't. I don't know. At least for with.
But I mean, I sending your food back is way better than what is it? Leaving a review, eating it, and then eating it and going.
Just don't leave a tip. Or you could do something that don't leave a tip. No, you're upset or something. Leave them a personal note.
I always wondered. Okay, this is legit. We talk about culture, like being a black person. One time I was so pissed, I left 15% tip because I usually tip 20%. I left a 15% tip in a note that I wasn't happy. But I always feel like if I don't tip, they're not gonna get the message. They're just gonna say, "Oh, black people don't tip."
Oh God,
you're
all self-conscious.
Yeah, yes, but still, like I was like, oh, I would love to not leave a tip when
that's
when I get bad service.
Yeah. In Mexico, it's 10%.
It's 10%.
Yeah, so sometimes I accidentally do the 15 over there. Oh, gracias.
I'm doing 18 and 20, pretty much. Yeah. You know, if I give you good service.
That's because you're in the food service. You know,
and that's another thing. Being a DoorDasher, I also tip. Like if I go,
do they tip you like that?
Some
people do tip.
Yeah, some people. I got tipped. Oh, this doctor's office, and I thought about yelping this motherfucker. Just deliver food for him. Like I had to bring the whole staff their lunch, like 2 big heavy ass bags, blah blah blah, and then. No tip. None whatsoever.
Damn. He a doctor?
It was a doctor's office. I don't know who placed it. What I told myself.
Where's the office at, dog?
It's on 2nd Street.
And what?
I remember the suite number is 200B. Like that's all I remember. The suite it's on 2nd Street.
We know
number is
who
you are.
But so as I'm walking out with no tip whatsoever for like this, and usually that's a minimum, like just from experience, $20, $30 tip, okay? And so I'm walking away, and I just told myself, you know what happened? One guy collected all the money for all the food, and then he pocketed the tip.
Yeah.
And so that's what it is. So you can go back in there and tell on him, or you can just drive away and be happy. I will drive away and be happy. Oh, and that's another thing. And be happy is always an option.
Yeah.
Like or be happy. Not it's like do you want to fight this fight, or do you want to be happy? We were talking relationships last week.
Happiness is a choice.
Apply it. Say, hey, do you want to fight this fight with this person you picked, or do you want to be happy? Pick one. So, coaching in relationships. That's one. Like, how does a person in a relationship coach their significant other?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Because we all know how I feel about couples in gyms. I'm not a fan. You might as well have a dog in a carriage with you.
I don't know how. I don't know, man. That's
it's almost like coaching as father.
That too.
It's the same shit almost.
Father and son duo.
That's less toxic.
No, but there's a lot of love.
You'd be surprised, dog.
There's a lot of love in those relationships. The upbringing is fucked up. There's not the kids didn't have the dad.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're living vicariously through them too.
Yeah,
those are the coaches. I thank you. I did want to bring that up. Like a coach who hasn't let go of his glory days, if you will.
Sometimes they didn't even have glory days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the trophy dads.
Yeah, trophy. Yeah, those. I never heard of those till last week. You're like, hey, that kid's dad's a trophy dad. I was like, ooh. Those are the worst coaches. Get away from that coach. It's like it reminds you of if your coach reminds you of Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
My favorite uncle, dog.
Not
the coaching part, but the sales.
If they just put me in state, it put me in state.
Hey, real quick, don't forget about that running up the score. I want to talk about that.
Okay. Now this, and when we just, I sent them a TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
But you still watched it.
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. It's like somebody.
I didn't see it, but I read it.
Hey, did you watch TV? Did you watch that show? It's like, I don't watch TV. Like, that's not what I asked. Yeah. Okay, so there's this there was a school where the coach got suspended.
Oh, sorry.
The coach got suspended for 2 games by the school superintendent because he ran up
the school superintendent, okay.
Because he ran up the score on the opposing team 160-2. So I passed this on to these 2 wonderful coaches.
Don't say 2-2, just say a dos.
A dos.
Yeah.
One.
160.
I think it was 161 to 2.
Yeah.
Was it 160? No,
161.
It was 161.
You said 2-2, huh?
To 2, yeah.
Okay, 161 also 2. I don't know.
Yeah, but the score was like.
Yeah, but it was a excessive blowout. But then they suspended because the coach didn't play nice. They suspended him for 2 games.
The winner.
The winning coach suspended him for 2 games. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is fair. If the losing coach got fired,
Yeah,
like so now, you guys, was that excessive?
What, suspending him?
No.
Or the score.
The score.
The score is fucked. I mean, it's basketball for starters. I've never seen a score so fucking lopsided in my life.
Like those kids
that is terrible.
Were untalented.
How does that happen though? Like, how are they even allowed to play in a league?
I
scored 2 fucking points.
162 to maybe 73.
So was it like was it foul? 2 1-pointers?
Or someone just got a layup? Like, yeah, like by accident.
Scorers are probably happy, huh?
He's
I got 2.
The game's over. They're the one in the bed. It's like, at least I scored. Fuck all y'all.
Shit, man. I almost got a triple double, dog.
Actually, the team could have gone 2 for 4 at the line. Like that, like that. It's so many ways to score 2 points in a basketball game.
And they played so clean, they didn't get no free shots up for the other guys.
Like nothing. But the winning coach said it's like I was having them run down the clock.
Yeah.
Like I was playing, but they said, well, you should have started the scrubs. You had your starters in for the first 3 quarters. It's like, that's their job.
You know what's even crazier, dude? Like, this was in San Bernardino. Like, who the fuck plays basketball out there anyway?
I figure every community has a good starting 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Least,
every
dude.
community, you just look around, you have a good starting
It's a
5.
high school, man. There's a lot of kids, you know. San Bernardino's like the new LA.
Hey, for real. That's for real.
And that's what I was thinking was, if I was the coach, I would have run the score. I would have stopped at like 120. I was like, all right, everybody go tell your parents to come down and play these kids.
Was he supposed to stop the game? What was he supposed to do, though?
I guess
Can
he
you
was.
do that?
I guess he was supposed to just put in his worst against their best. That sounds like what
Put in
was
the second
expected of him.
stringers?
That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense because we live in a time where like it's cool to be soft, and those kids are soft, and they don't know how to survive. The kids that lost.
But
Yeah.
shout out to the kids that. Oh, this is probably like some Joker origin story. Like the kid that just got beat, barrel
they're gonna learn
baddies.
something.
Yeah.
They're gonna learn something. Change coaches.
Yeah.
But shout out to the kids that kept running up the score. Do your job.
That's their job.
Don't no sweep the leg, Johnny. No mercy.
Fuck it.
Like
I like the coach. I like what he did, and that's not his job. If he would have if he would have lost, we'll be talking shit about him the other way around. You know. So the way he handled it was perfect.
I hate how they left the losing coach's name out of the report.
Yeah, I hate that too.
Like they should have. His mug shot should have been there. He's just like
His name should have been out, and the winning coach should have kept.
Yeah, like speaking of shitty coaches, I cannot remember where, but there was a assistant coach, a lady assistant coach, suited up for her JV basketball team. Like they were short of. She suited up and played.
But she's not a student.
Right, but she posed as a student. And like everybody who knew kind of kept their mouth shut until the tape got released, and then eventually
okay.
she was fired.
Okay.
It's like coaches are just like, put me in. I've coached Little League baseball. I wanted to play. Like I wanted
5 for 5 and shit.
Yeah, I wanted a shot. Yeah, right. But I knew. But there was always a part of me that says, yeah, but you're not gonna. So sit down. Get back, coach first base. That's the closest you're gonna get to getting in the game. But it's just like those coaches that just. I don't know that can't let go.
I just thought of like coach as a baseball little league coach.
Oh yeah, I coached.
Yeah, I know. He was way cool. He was probably way cooler than I was.
I can't imagine, bro. I'm just trying to
Had the
think
kid
of
shadow
him.
boxing on the field.
Warm up, motherfuckers.
It was while you were coaching football.
Of course, boxing.
Yeah.
I had my pro boxers were all my assistant coaches. No, I really did have the kids doing sprints and shit like that, like boxing workouts. Yeah,
And yes. So, but you didn't.
I had the worst team, and we were like 500 our record.
Yeah, the 500 record.
Yeah.
And you didn't insert yourself into this competition. That's the thing is like, so I just can't. So shout out to any coach that just says, hey, you guys are gonna. I don't care if they're crying. I don't care if they're crying.
What would you do if you were the coach on the winning team?
like I said, I think I would have tried to find a way to stop around 140 because I would have just say, okay, like, you know.
What I would have done? I would have just played the second stringers because they probably were fucking better than them anyway.
You got to think about it.
So you can get the experience.
There's only like 9, maybe 11 kids on a team. And the competition, so they're not that much worse than the starters. You know, it's probably a tie.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have just fucking played them anyway. They hardly get to play any, so fuck it.
What if they scored like 80 points in the last quarter? What if it's their fault?
Turn into it. You turn into, oh man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
they want to play badly.
Maybe there should be a fucking rule where it's like once you get past
forfeit
like
rule.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there in baseball there is a mercy rule,
Yeah.
but that's for the parents so that they don't have to sit there and watch that. They have to go home. You know, it's like a mercy
home
rule.
Anyway, you walking home.
Yeah, it's like I just want to go home anyway.
I would do the same thing because it's a story.
Yeah, you just like, oh, I can't believe this is the I'm having
If
the time of my
they
life.
would have won 160 to 50, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Just
true.
throwing looks at to the coach across the
Shit, motherfucker in
court.
the parking lot, dog. Why?
I don't know, but anyway,
I've been roping the kids in the field, dog.
You would too, bro. We gotta make a clip. You got me good today, bro.
The what?
God damn, I was talking to Kyle. I think I was just talking to Kyle, and the next thing you know, there's a fucking rope.
Oh, coach puts together a lasso, and this is how childish he can be. Okay, like when he gets bored, and I missed it today because I saw him with the rope, and I saw him lassoing it up, and I saw him looking at me smiling, and then I walked away, and the thing just hits my shoulder, and I was like, this asshole just tried to lasso me.
Jay was text sparring with Yui and Muay Thai, and I roped him and I got his hands and I go, fuck him up, Yui.
You didn't even see it coming.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Coach is too talented at too many things that I'm just like it's difficult to work with them all the time because ADHD is more dangerous when it's talented.
For real.
All right,
though.
well, we are going to use paper mache to wrap this one up this time.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, folks, you guys are.
I missed that.
She made it.
You got him good, dog.
She made a joke at the last.
What paper we gonna use to wrap it up, dog?
Oh, I got you.
So we're about to wrap this up, but folks, make sure you follow Between the Bellz on Instagram. But Bellz is spelled with a Z. Shout out the podcast to your friends. Tell them how dope it is. Share it with them. Leave a comment. Add a like. And you guys have done everything I've asked you to. Other than that, you guys got anything?
No, I can't wait. I've been staring at this fucking lollipop. Let's wrap it up.
Catch you guys.